clickety clack, along main lines, rickety track.
She whispers softly in my ear,
just to say your last name.
Just find a place to make the sentence easy.
that's just the way it is. Sit down, see when things can only get better.
Yet the same in so many ways.
I no recollection of the last time I came here.
But if we get much closer, I could lose control. And if your heart surrenders, you'll need me to hold.
I wouldn't be myself without you. Take a piece, take a picture of me. I don't care what happens, see, 'cause I know I'm happy.
Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Kandu Arts for Sustainable Development, Open Mic for Open Minds. This is episode 62, and my name is Brian Reid. Last week I suffered a terrible, sort of disconnect, sort of in between getting ready to sort of do my remarks for the show, thinking about what I wanted to say, and just being a bit overwhelmed and feeling like I didn't want to tackle anything almost. Thankfully that's just sort of a temporary sort of tour of confusion that I may have suffered just while trying to get my head around certain things. All right, and of course I didn't say anything about the fact that it's a year since the death of George Floyd, a seminal death really, a death that focused the world's attention on something that's been going on for literally hundreds of years. And in the year since George Floyd died, or so brutally killed in public, many other people of colour and of ethnic minorities have been murdered, not just in America but all around the world. All right, but there's always sort of one common denominator, and that is that we don't suffer in silence, but we continue to suffer. And I'm talking about people of colour everywhere that they may live, and everybody that they interact with, and every day that they feel the pressure of their blackness, of their colour, the oppression of their skin, or more likely the oppression of other people's thoughts about their skin. So it's quite amazing to me that we've still, not reached a point where, the idea that what someone's got to offer in terms of their character and their contribution, it means nothing compared to what their perceived threat they may pose because of their ethnicity. All right, whether that's a challenge to the people who feel threatened by anybody that's different from them. All right, whereas it doesn't matter how different people are culturally, okay, or racially. Surely we all share this common bond of humanity, or maybe it's a common bond of inhumanity that we share, that we all have the ability to do great hurt to one another for no other reason than it's morally or politically expedient. It's not wanting to go against the grain. It's not wanting to step out of the shadows of anonymity and actually have an opinion, which is where this thought about evil flourishes when good people do nothing. But that's always been the case, throughout human history. And we live in some kind of gilded cage of colonial aftershock where we see the world through our eyes and we gauge the world through our experience, whereas we seem to forget that 90% of the world's population doesn't have the freedom that we have, doesn't have the ability to communicate and take advantage of the modern technology, the social and welfare infrastructure that we enjoy, the safety net that we all take for granted. And you only have to go a little bit off the beaten track to realise that, you know, that the NHS is a truly special thing, and somewhat revolutionary, even, you know, more than 75 years after its inception. Just the idea that healthcare is available to all, all right, without fear or favour. But even that's starting to change in this country as we sell things off to the Americans and adopt the model of medicine for profit. But of course, you know, profit drives the growth of the economies of countries such as ours, and the idea of staying in the same place a year from now that you were now today is thought of really as going backwards. Because if you don't earn more, if you don't get more, if you don't have more, then maybe, you know, you're losing out. And so we're locked into this cycle of unfettered consumption, and the difference between what we need and what we want is basically an ocean of debt and misery. Yeah. How depressed am I, you may say? And the answer is, I'm not depressed actually, but there's a difference between being depressed and being miserable. Okay, and I agree, I am a bit miserable, sometimes, not all the time. But you know, I would like to say one thing though. Last week I got to watch. It was almost like, you know, everybody's been talking about Joshua versus Fury, the World Heavyweight Championship. Okay, and any boxing aficionado has got to be looking forward to that fight. But we got to watch, well, maybe it wasn't the World Championship because that's taking place elsewhere, I think, when it comes to the lying stakes, you know, I think, but we got to watch the Heavyweight Championship of Liars in the UK last week, with the spectacle of the almost universally reviled and the guy who makes who has no problem being reviled. That's what I think he's got that peculiar kind of personality trait. It doesn't matter how unpopular he becomes, which is basically an act of the agenda of the newspapers and the political establishment. So he was an outsider even when he was right in the heart of Downing Street, and now he's gone. And so I thought to myself, well, you know, what happens when two people who we know to be liars, okay, start saying things about each other that are diametrically opposed? Because one of them's lying, okay? But the thing is, they were liars in unison before. They cooked up loads of lies between them, and then they sold them to the British public. And now, you know, one of them's suddenly telling the truth. Okay, you know, in the end, you know, if in the analogy of the American justice system, you wouldn't believe either of them at a grand jury, would you? All right. So, you know, lies are not verboten anymore. They are just, lies are what we get away with. Okay, and maybe even if you don't get away with the lie, you can propagate it by endless repetition. Okay, and having the right friends in the media to sell your story, to push your slant, to spin your message to all of us out here who were so desperately looking for some leadership. We'll believe any old bullshit from any old twat, it seems like. I mean, like, you know, when people are looking for medical advice on Facebook and Google, all right, you know, You know, it's been too long since they went to see a doctor or even bothered to ask him a question or her a question, right? So I'm very exercised by the utter insanity of the times that we live in. But I'm also very grateful for the fact that, you know, I feel a little bit free, because now I just treat all politicians with exactly the same meter. Yeah, I accept that they're bullshitting me from the start, and therefore that saves me a lot of embarrassment and soul searching later on when I ask myself, how did you believe those people? Okay, the answer is you can't, and the answer is you never could, and you never will. All right, as long as our system is adversarial and more interested in the maintenance of the status quo than the application of justice and the right way of doing things to people, then we will always be, and what, I forget who said it, the shit end of the stick. All right, I don't think that's a political phrase, but I think it should be one. All right, but anyway, I'm not going to be miserable about that, because it's just a reality. Okay, and so that realization, all right, that you know, they can only make a prisoner of you if you believe them. They can only take your hopes and your ambitions and your intentions hostage if you believe them. Okay, and just don't believe. Like you know, like Mulder and Scully said, the truth is out there. Yeah, but that doesn't mean the debate's over. So without further ado, let's tune into this week's open mic, which I said is number 62, which I'm so pleased and proud to be a part of, and I can't wait to see what amazing artists we're going to be exposed to this afternoon, this evening. All right, so let's take it away, you lovely open micers.
summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. You're gonna spread your wings and take to the sky. Until that morning, ain't no one gonna harm you, because daddy and mommy are standing by. Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. So hush, little baby, don't you cry.
Hello and welcome back. If you've reached this stage of the broadcast, then you will have enjoyed the open mic, hopefully, as I have done. And we are waiting for the final contribution from my man, Mr. Ed Deedigan. Before I pass it out you over to them, I just want to say thank you, everybody that's contributed to what we're trying to do. Thank you to the people who've been here for the long haul. And like, we are 3 weeks away now from the start of Reset and Lockdown Festival. And obviously, lockdown regulations willing and permitting, there is a whole raft of events which are going to be taking place in Chippenham and the surrounding area on the 21st of June. And if you'd like to be a part of it or to get involved in it, all right, then get in touch with us, all right? And if not, turn up and see us. And even if we get stuck and we can't actually get out together, then something's going to be happening online as a part of that. And there's a whole swathe of people who are going to be involved in that, many of whom you'll have seen here on the open mic and that you'll know around town if you're interested. So if you'd like to be part of what we're doing with the open mic every week and the Lockdown Festival, which is coming shortly, all right, then you can email us on openmic@kandu-art.com, and we would love to have your contributions and your support. And please, if you're passing through Emery Rate, pop into the social hub of positivity up where Peacocks used to be, up near the Tesco at the top of Emery Gate shopping centre. and come in and see what's going on. Look at the workshops, look at the work that's displayed, talk to some of the team and see what it's about. Okay, there's loads to find out there. All right, so until then, thank you so much for listening to me, and take it away, Mr. Ed Deedigan.
Lock up, unlock, stay open. Eat out to help disease. Keep open all your borders. Keep this country on its knees. Unlock, lock up, stay open. What is going on? It's beggars belief, my friends, you see, even singing it in this song. Lock up, unlock, stay closed now. Do not pass on disease. Then you may make some money on all this P-E-I-E-O-A-I-O. So the 21st will come and go, just as we suspected. I wonder, will we all play out or be grounded by this yet again? This great plan to unlock, stay open. Let everybody free. Oh, maybe you have better plans. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. This is to all you people out there that ever listened to Boris Johnson. Well done, congratulations, and wishing you luck with that. Some new art in the shop, the social hub of positivity. I want to thank all the people connected to the shop, all the people at Emery Gate, Jack Frost and all the crew. I want to say thank you to all the good people, all the artists that are coming in doing workshops. April Barlow, Lucia Lovett, Lucy Dowling, Alex Moran, and of course the wonderful Ray Melody. And there's plenty more. There's lots more people coming in to do workshops. We are going to be doing stuff, I think. We've got our 21st show that we're going to put online in the making now. So as I'd said before to everyone, regardless of what happens on the 21st, we will be doing an Unlock Reset show, but we'll be doing it in the way that sensible people do when they're dealing with leaders such as these. Blessings to everyone. Let's hope at the end of this all, we're all still here to enjoy it. Goodbye.